What's up guys, it's Topsy and here I am finally covering the last of the skills for the Battle City final set. And the last of the skills are going to be a lot of miscellaneous stuff. Characters like Noah I'm expecting to get a skill, characters like Tristan that they named when they were talking about the support, and Duke. The last skill, I don't know exactly what we're going to be getting, but that'll be interesting to see. Maybe we get another skill for Kaiba, that's what I'm hoping for, but we'll end up seeing. But with all that being said, guys, if you do end up enjoying today's video, then a like and subscribe would be very much appreciated. I am trying to get the channel to 500 subscribers by the end of the year, and I can't do it without your help. So with all that being said, let's jump right in. Okay, so looking through the official Yu-Gi-Oh! Twitter page, I can see the last few skills, and unfortunately, it's not Kaiba, but Mai instead. So that's going to be interesting to see. Alright, let's go to begin with these two skills first. So we have Battle City Besties and Even the Odds. Interesting, very interesting. Alright, let's see what Tea's skill is. Apply the following skills. You take no battle damage during your turn. Okay. Skill number 2. Once per turn during the end phase, if your opponent activates a card or effect this turn, draw one card. Curious. Okay, that's a really interesting skill. I see some stuff going on with this. Alright, how about Even the Odds? Alright, this is the Tristan skill. Let's give it a quick read. During your main phase, you can add one card from your deck to your hand, then place one card from your hand to the bottom of the deck. This skill can only be used once per duel. What? Okay, wow. A lot to talk about, I guess. Let's begin with Tea. Battle City Bestie. This is kind of an interesting skill. For one, the no battle damage during your turn potentially has some indications here. I guess cards like, what is it, like DD Warrior Lady can out monsters a lot easier without worrying about battle damage. That's kind of neat, I guess. Besides that, I can't really think of what other cards you would want to essentially ram into your opponent during your turn for like an effect. I'm sure there's other ones, like I guess like Nudori is a card that comes to mind, but typically I don't feel like those are cards that you want to use, I guess, more aggressively instead of like they're more defensive. But there's possibly something I'm missing. However, the other skill that I find really interesting is the second one, that during the end phase, if your opponent like interacts with you on your turn, you get to draw a card. That's kind of cool. I can definitely see this being like a filler skill for a deck that you don't particularly have like a dedicated skill for. It's not a bad skill per se. It's interesting, but it seems kind of niche. I do like the draw effect, and the no battle damage effect is kind of interesting as well. There's potentially some stuff you could do there. You know what? No, it's not a bad skill. It's a pretty good skill. Now for Even the Odds. This skill is absolutely insane. The fact that there's like no build up to this skill whatsoever, it's just like a skill that you can use at the beginning of the turn for free, is insane. It's essentially a better version of Destiny Draw, just because it lets you mulligan one of your cards in hand for anything you need. And this is definitely going to be one of those skills that is 100% going to be seeing play. I don't know what deck's going to be using it in particular, but if a deck wants to go ahead and just search out whatever they need, this is a skill they're going to be using. I can definitely see the Red Eyes Guild-free deck using this. Just because the skill they use right now is Battle City Sirens. I think that's what it's called, which is a phenomenal skill. But if that skill ends up getting hit, I'm not sure if it did get hit, but if it does end up getting hit, I can see that happening. You might want to like opt out of that skill for this to be able to search out either your guild-free, which you don't particularly need to do because you have Rhoda, but you can also search out the Blast with Chain, which is another essential part of this deck. So I see a lot of potential with this. Just being able to search out anything is wild. And you don't start off with one less card in hand. You get to mulligan something. It's great. Even the Odds, ridiculous skill. And of all characters to get it, being Tristan is wild. So this is definitely going to be one of those skills that's going to be seeing a ton of play. And I believe I called this also when I ended up reviewing the Arcana skill that lets you pretty much choose heads every single time, or at the cost of having your life points. And I think I ended up calling that skill in particular was going to be seeing a lot of play in non-Arcana decks just because of Cup of Ace. And I can see this happening the same thing with Even the Odds. But we'll see if I'm right. Alright then, so first two skills, these seem kind of it. Even the Odds is wild. Battle City Bestie, kind of cool. Alright then, now for my boy Duke and Noah. Alright, so see me rolling. That's a funny one. Okay, so let's begin with Duke. So, see me rolling. Once per duel, you can add one card with an effect that requires a die roll from your deck to your hand. Then place one card from your hand at the bottom of the deck. Okay, that's pretty cool. So there's a second part to this. Apply the following skill. Once per turn, when you roll a die for a card effect, you may re-roll the result once. Okay, wow. I saw some people talking about this skill saying that it was not good. I actually have some clapback on that, but we'll get to that in a second. Now for Noah's skill, and wow, that's a lot of text. So Noah's Arc, and it reads, once per duel, you can add one Shinato, King of the Higher Plane, or one Shinato's Arc from your deck to your hand. Then place one card from your hand at the bottom of the deck and apply the following skills. Okay, so basic search effect. Very much necessary whenever you're dealing with a ritual strategy. Skill number 1. Once per turn, if you control a level 5 or higher spirit monster or Shinato, King of the Higher Plane, you can add one spirit monster from your graveyard to your hand. Second skill. Once per turn, you can normal summon one spirit monster with the same original name as a monster that was normal summoned during your previous turn, in addition to your normal summon this turn. Okay, definitely a lot to talk about with Noah. So let's begin with Duke, and I'm gonna say it now, I think this is gonna be another skill that's gonna see a lot of experimental play as well. And it's for one particular card, Snipe Hunter. Snipe Hunter gives this skill a lot of versatility, just because being able to search out Snipe Hunter is already amazing. I think we downplay just how valuable it is to get rid of cards on field. There's a reason why the Red Ice skill, the Red Ice skill free deck is so good. Being able to just selectively pop anything with Blast of Chain is incredibly powerful. And at that, having a monster on field that's just able to do that as many times as you want at any point, well, not at any point, but during your turn, is already really, really good. Especially if you've ever played like limited formats, like a progression series of some sort, you'll know just how powerful Snipe Hunter feels. And that's what I can see happening with SpeedDuels as well. Because not only are you able to search out the Snipe Hunter, but in addition, you're able to re-roll if you accidentally roll on a 1 or a 6. Because here's the thing, with Snipe Hunter, you have like a 66% chance of rolling a favorable number. And if you get unlucky and roll like a 1 or a 6, you can re-roll, so your odds of getting what you want off Snipe Hunter are very, very good. So this is why, in particularly, this skill excites me a lot. But yeah, see me rolling, great. Also, it's a duality with this skill because I like it a lot. I think it's pretty fun, and in particular with Snipe Hunter, as I said, a lot of potential. But the thing that upsets me is the fact that we don't have any more like die rolling cards that we're going to be getting in the future, just because this is the last set. So I feel like Duke could have had so much more potential with a deck for him, where so much so that it could be like potentially viable in a format. But you know, that's a topic for another day. But yeah, as a whole, I love this skill. I think it's great. I don't know why some people were like downplaying it, but I think it's a solid skill. Especially just because Snipe Hunter. Now for Noah's Arc. Honestly, I already said the basic skill of searching just the Shinato or the ritual spell, it's whatever. It's kind of like required for any ritual based strategy. However, I want to talk about the other two skills. The first one being really interesting for me because the ability to add back a spirit monster to your hand is cool conceptually, but the thing for me is getting ritual monsters, not rituals, but spirit monsters in the graveyard in general is not very easy unless you're like ritual summoning the Shinato using your rituals in hand, then they'll go to the graveyard. But the fact that you need to either control the Shinato or a level 5 or higher spirit monster is kind of nutty. Just to be able to add a spirit back to your hand. That is kind of wild, just because getting out those high level spirits is it's no easy task. Especially also because we have very few spirits in the game as it is. So this could definitely have been a better skill, but because of the lack of spirit monsters in the game right now, it's not as good. As for the second skill, being able to summon an additional spirit monster is awesome. And again, this skill suffers from the fact that we have such a limited pool of spirit monsters. And I kind of love the fact, like, I'm already imagining a format where a card like Tsukuyomi was in the format. That could be amazing, being able to like normal summon your Tsukuyomi, and then in addition being able to summon like an Asura priest. That could be so cool. Or maybe one of the level 5 or higher, like the level 5 and 6 spirit monsters, like like Red Nose, I think is the name of one of them. Being able to like summon that afterwards, being able to activate the other skill to then add the Tsukuyomi back to your hand. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of potential that you could have done. As a whole, I think Noah's abilities, the skills here, are not bad at all. They're really fun, really cool, really interesting. The main thing holding it back is the fact that we have like no spirits. I think in total, Noah ended up getting like 4, maybe 5 spirit monsters, and one of them was like a level 8 one. So that's like already not great. But yeah, this honestly, again, it's the same duality that I spoke with Duke. The fact that it's a pretty damn good skill, but it's being wasted on the fact that we didn't get more support for the decks that it's trying to help. And that's a damn shame. But honestly, I am pleasantly surprised with both Noah and Duke. Duke in general, I feel like has the potential of being a lot more playable moving forward. If I had to rank these 4 skills, it would be Tristan, Duke, then it would be Taya, and then Noah. Just because Noah has a lot less applicability for what's available right now in the format. But yeah. Alright guys, and that's pretty much all my thoughts regarding the last of the miscellaneous skills for the Battle City final set. In the comment section below, give me your thoughts. Which of those 4 skills was your personal favorite? Do you agree with my takes? Do you think I'm glazing one skill more than others? Or am I missing something with some of these skills? But as a whole, guys, yeah, I was pleasantly surprised with the miscellaneous skills. I think they were a lot more interesting than I initially thought they were going to end up being. Honestly, some of these skills blow some of the main skills out of the water. Like, there were some skills for the characters in the set that were like snooze fests. All these skills were pretty cool for the miscellaneous characters, so that's kind of neat. But yeah, if you guys did end up enjoying today's video, a like and a subscribe would be very much appreciated. And as usual, guys, have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.